Ms. Miller is recognized.
Thank you, Chairman Smith, and thank you all for being here today. Last year, Republicans were united in warning the Democrats that their out-of-control spending was going to come back to bite the American people. And that's certainly the case with the spending that's gone on, the so-called Inflation Reduction Act, which has ballooned in cost, empowered the Biden administration to ignore Congress, and most of all, it supercharges the inflation crisis that the American people were already bearing. The bill was portrayed as a promise to help our struggling economy, but as soon as it was forced through Congress in the backroom deals, the truth came out. Instead of a bill to help the middle-class Americans, the IRA is welfare for billionaire dollar businesses, handouts to well-connected Democrat donors, and tax breaks for luxuries for the upper class to enjoy. My constituents in West Virginia will pay the price for liberal elitists to feel self-righteous for buying an electric vehicle that contains parts made with child and slave labor and is sourced directly from the Chinese Communist Party. Everyday Americans will also pay the price through higher electricity prices because the IRA increased the already perverse incentives to produce less power for more expensive means. When we have such abundant natural resources, we must ask why radical liberals are picking winners and losers in the process, trying to text us back into the dark ages. Mr. Turner, I represent the major energy producing state of West Virginia. We're the second largest producer of coal in the United States and an important producer of natural gas and oil. I want to thank you for your comments because our coal communities applaud you for standing up for them in Washington, D.C. Washington, D.C. tends to denigrate those people as insignificant. I know what bad policies from Washington, D.C. do. I have a county in my state, in my district, that's gone from 100,000 people down to 14. We understand. Bad policy is bad policy. The Inflation Reduction Act creates incentives for unreliable electricity sources, namely wind and solar. While renewables can play an important role powering the grid, they fail to provide affordable baseload power that is essential for our families, our businesses, and our emergency services. Most wind and solar products are not made in the United States, while our traditional energy is sourced from states like mine. What will the impact be on rural communities if these credits are not repealed?
Thank you, Congresswoman. These jobs will continue to move overseas. Like I said earlier, we are still producing more coal than ever before. Estimates for coal production and coal consumption, are continuing to go higher. But America's share of that pie is just getting smaller. West Virginia's share of that pie is getting smaller. These tax credits will go to companies that just produce coal in India, in China, in Malaysia. So my question is, if we still need coal, and we're admitting we need coal, solar panels are made with coal. All these wind turbines are made with coal. EVs require coal. So if we need coal, why can it not be American coal? Why is it green to send the coal jobs to a foreign country and then plunge communities like the great communities in West Virginia, plunge them into poverty, claiming that we're somehow protecting the environment? It makes no sense. Not only are West Virginia's environmental standards far superior than anything you would see in Southeast Asia, but the jobs and the tax revenue stay in your community as well.
Exactly right. Thank you so much. Mr. Horn, before President Biden's Treasury Department announced the rules regarding the electric vehicle tax credit, which clearly ignores the intent of Congress, I led a letter with several of my Ways and Means colleagues warning the Treasury of major concerns with Ford's partnership with China's largest battery manufacturer, CATL. I'd like to submit that letter for the record.
So ordered.
Can you detail the national security risks of these types of partnerships with CCP companies, as well as the broader risks that come from continuing the U.S. reliance on China for our EV batteries and critical minerals?
Congresswoman, I cannot overstate the complexity and the ability to work around us that the Chinese Communist Party has. They will continue to exploit every loophole. So when they see an opportunity to use a Trojan horse approach to get a Chinese state-subsidized company partnered with an American company, it is nothing short of an infection by a foreign body.
Thank you. I yield back.